You are aware that the ICD, the Inland Container Depot, will be taking about half the traffic from Mombasa. And that simply means that the trucks heading towards Kampala, Kigali, and all those other places will be collecting the cargo from there. And having established that the long-distance truck drivers are our weakest link, we are also cognizant that our numbers are likely to go significantly higher because of that link. The drivers who come to pick the cargo from Mai Mahiu, many of them will spend in Mai Mahiu, others in Kikope, others in Naivasha, Barnabas here, Salga, and up to Mau Summit. And all those stopping places, we have ordinary citizens who interact with these people, people who make the food, the accommodation, and all that. We have sensitized them, and we are already working on a program to ensure that they will prevent themselves in as much as is possible. But even having said that, it is inevitable that our numbers are likely to get higher on account of the new facility being brought in Mai Mahiu for the purpose of cargo clearing and evacuation to the respective destinations. As a county, the current existing hospital in Mai Mahiu is a level 3 hospital. We will be upgrading that hospital to level 4, and our target is to spend about 350 million shillings to upgrade our Mai Mahiu facility. Further, you're also aware we have a facility in Naivasha that is currently under construction, and it will also go a long way in alleviating the challenge, especially the COVID-related challenge. We have one facility in Gilgil, and therefore we'll be converting it to a treatment center upon completion in the next 4 weeks, and equip it accordingly to be able to cater for that. And we'll probably have about 100 beds there. Likewise, in this facility here, we wish to convert this facility upon completion in the next 60 days or so into a COVID center, and we can comfortably accommodate 500 beds in this facility. So in terms of infrastructure preparedness, we think we are relatively okay, except for the funding. But we'll be able to finish this and convert it, add another 100 in Gilgil. We also have Langa, and once we convert all this, we'll be able to take in all those patients. And all this also will have the ICU facilities, the HDU, and all the other facilities necessary for us to take care of the small percentage that may require to go for intensive care support. Then lastly also, we wish to state that Nakuru is on a major highway, what you call the A104 corridor, leading to our neighboring countries, and therefore the risk of infection remains high. We therefore want to also call upon the national government to partner with the county to ensure that the existence of this all-important corridor does not become a risk to residents of Nakuru and also our neighboring areas, because we have seen the burden being borne by most of the counties, including Uasin Gishu and Busia, arises from traffic that you may call foreign. It's not your residents who are sick, and therefore it cannot really be just the burden of the counties. And this is a partnership we really long for and hope to work together to some logical conclusion.
Kwa jumla vitanda ambavyo tuko navyo kwa county kwa wakati huu ni 140 bila kuhesabu hizo za ICU na hizo zingine. Vile mheshimiwa gavana amesema ni kwamba kulingana na statistics ambazo ziko, we will have to escalate the number of beds as we go along, so that when we expect a peak of 1,000, we should have 1,000 beds. But let me also let you know that from what we know about this disease is that if 100 people get it, over 80% will not require any serious medical intervention. The 20% remain, only a smaller percentage, like between maybe 1% and 3%, would require ICU facilities. So at the peak of this problem, we are expecting as a county as a whole, we should have at least 1,000 beds, and out of those, at least 40 should be ICU beds. So as for now, we are halfway through around. If it doesn't go as is projected, it will still be beneficial because those facilities will still be used now and into the future.